All right. Welcome, everyone, to Rothy's Revolution, episode for the panel. Thank you so much for joining us today. I am joined by several of my friends, and we're going to have probably some other people come in to this panel as we go along. But I just wanted to say thank you first to all of those who have joined. And here comes Jewel, our co-podcaster. Hi, Jewel. We're just doing introductions. And
Hi.
so we'll be having people pop in. We're going to have a really fun and lively conversation tonight about some really hot topics that all of us have pretty much been talking about online. So
Yeah.
I wanted to kind of pull it all together. If everybody can just, Joel, if you want to go ahead and mute yourself until it's time to talk, just so we don't have a lot of background noise and we minimize that as we go along. But thank you, audience, for joining us once again. And let me just remove this thing really quickly. Okay, cool. That's great. All right. Okay, so I think the main topic at hand right now, obviously, is the ongoing investigations for the Charlie Kirk assassination. This is something that, of course, has just encaptured the attention of the world. Everybody is looking at it from one perspective or another. Specifically within the Christian and conservative community, I don't think that I have ever seen a case or a topic, an issue that has divided us more. And so I want to kind of talk a little bit about those specifics within this case and get everybody's perspective on what you guys see going on out there, what this means. It's just going to help me put things together. I'm sure it's going to help the audience put things together more and more. So with that being said, let me just take a quick, put your hands up, a survey. Who in here actually believes the FBI narrative of the 22-year-old transgender shooter? None of us. Okay. I didn't think so. Okay. Now, does that automatically mean, and you don't, feel free to raise your hand too. And if you don't know, then that's fine as well. But does that automatically mean that we are defaulting to the belief that this was a triple letter agency, governmental agency, probably ours and another country's doing? Do we know what I mean by that without getting okay? I feel that way too. I feel like more than likely this is something that we're looking at, especially with the Candace Owens investigations that are going on. Just the plethora of facts that she has been, Nagasaki bombs that she's been dropping on the world that have been, TPUSA is even, validating. And so that's a bit surprising, but it's also, I don't know, it's very encouraging to me to see that going on. I, for one, and I'll be happy to say it, I support Candace Owens. I believe that she is on the right track. I believe that she's one of his only true friends so far. I hate to say it that way, but I believe that Charlie Kirk was just he was abandoned and he was betrayed in such a high level, and one of the worst ways that I've ever seen. And I think that history will prove that. So with that being said, that's just kind of the general entry to this. We're gonna, go into the, I guess, more specifics as however people feel comfortable. I know that these are very touchy topics, and some of us may be able to speak on them a little bit more than others, and that's fine. But let's start with Colleen. I know that you have been very vocal, as have I, on Candace on this entire topic. What are some of your thoughts as to what is going on specifically with the FBI? Why are they telling us this? Why are they giving us this BS narrative that is obviously Swiss cheese? And what are some of your theories with regards to that?
That is the one I do not understand. There's two ways that I see people looking at this. One is obviously blackmail, or they're a involved somehow, some way, which is really hard to swallow because we all thought that we had elected people that were going to be honest. And the other one is, which I don't know how many people here are on board, is that when Trump posted about Charlie passing, it was the most non caring tweet I'd ever seen. And I thought, this fool knows he's alive. That's why he has no emotion. He knows that Charlie is okay. That's what I thought. If you say
Okay.
that publicly, half the people are going to go, yep. And the other half are going to go, you're crazy. You're nuts. You're like Candace Owens. I mean, I already know what's going to come. And I got to pick my battles. So there's no reason whatsoever that the FBI is not, they know what's going on. When Candace did the Kamala Chronicles, 54 million people watched those 22 episodes. Myself, I was like invested. The way that she layer by layer peeled back her genealogy to the 1600s blew everyone's mind. They know, they're watching, everybody is. There's no reason that our government has not gotten together and tried to put all the pieces together to figure it out, in my
Right.
opinion. So I struggle with going between. God, Lord, that would be amazing if Charlie really is alive and he knew that they were going to kill him, which now there's 4
Yeah.
people confirmed that have said that know him. And the other part is, oh, Lord, please don't let Cash Patel be bought out. So
Right.
that's my thought.
Right.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah. I think that you hit it on the head as far as at least where my mind is as well. Half of me thinks that there may be a chance that he's alive and that they
Yeah.
did this, they planned this ahead of time. And that's why Erica is acting so not like a grieving widow about it. And that's why they had this planned months in advance and they had the stadium, booked months in advance because they knew this was happening. So let's assume that that is the case, right? So then they have this Patsy, this 22-year-old Patsy,
Yeah.
that they're going to just let him, take,
Mm.
take the repercussions from it. How righteous is that? How right
We
is
have, we
that
have
to
a
do?
history of doing that in our country.
We do. We
Yeah.
do, which is extremely sad in and of itself, but that's the
Yeah.
case. Now,
Yep.
okay, I think that there was a couple of things that you hit on with regards to that too. And it has, I have to admit, it has shaken I mean, I've got the Trump fight shoes. I've got all the Trump hats. I've been MAGA since MAGA start. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I've got to admit, I'm looking at him sideways. I'm looking at him crazy right now because I'm like, Daddy, what's going on? Why aren't
Yeah.
you tweeting about this? You're normally very vocal about things. Why aren't you
Right.
talking about this
Yeah.
more? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Yeah.
like, Carrie, what are some of your thoughts? I know that you have a lot of thoughts on this. You're somewhat vocal on the title. I'm sorry, I'm bringing in people.
That's
What are
okay.
some of your thoughts on this and what we've discussed so far? Hi,
Yeah,
TL. Go ahead and put yourself on mute if you can, please. Go ahead, Carrie.
I just feel like something's off. And I don't know what it is. The way that us as conservatives do things is always in a more classy, professional, just caring manner. And I just feel like when it first happened, obviously seeing it and how it happened, your emotions took over. I cried. I mean, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. It was shocking. Um, and then, the aftermath of like how conservatives got together and we're all like, this shouldn't happen. Like, how is somebody just speaking their mind deserves to die? Like, what? Then everything starts to happen in a flood hole. Like, oh my God, it's just like Trump's tweet, like, Colleen said, my girl, she's like, it just seemed kind of far removed. Like, where was the we will find whoever did this. What is happening? This is not something we're tolerated. What we expect from Trump. It
Yeah.
wasn't there. Then it's
Yeah.
like, well, who is Erica Kirk? Now all this stuff starts coming out. And then the video of her showing like his hands, and then they're saying it's a mannequin. And then that's just when everything started spiraling to
Yeah.
the fireworks. And how was it? And I saw on your post, that we discussed together. I'm like, oh my God, Sarah, what do you mean it was already booked months in advance? And are you kidding me? Like, you don't think that they could have canceled an event to do this, to host it? So there's a lot of thoughts. And as always, there's always going to be conspiracies. And then, Cash saying Valhalla to add another little cookie bait for us to go into and dig. It's just so much information overload, and that conservatives are now torn because is Candace being truthful? Is she really wanting to find out what happened to her friend? Or was this really a rift or a tour in between their relationship that they haven't spoken in a while and she's just looking for clout? How are we ever going to know the truth? And then it's just like, obviously Candace is going hard, like, and I'm like, I would want somebody like that on my corner. But then it's like, okay,
True.
why aren't you putting stuff out as soon as you know it then to prove your side? Like, this long waited, like if I saw, no, Colleen, I saw her do that, no, this is my video now. Why am I waiting the next episode or a few episodes? Like, why are we doing this? Somebody's life, if it's true, is gone because of this. Or if it's fake, I'd be upset. Like, why would you do this to bring out this emotion? Like, I'm all over the place with the Charlie Kirk thing. I mean, what a great guy. What an inspiration. I loved watching his videos. He spoke facts, especially for a Black conservative woman. I get all the slack. I get all the names, all the stuff. But I'm like, you guys don't even know what he go and watch the entire videos in its entirety. Don't listen to snippets and what people cut out and put and say. You guys just listen to one thing and run with it. So it's just a sad situation that we lost somebody that was that vocal and also Christian, and his morals and values. He showed you that, and that's what we need more of in this world today because it's so demonic. But I mean, that's just my little run on. Sorry, guys.
No, thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. I think you brought in a lot of great points with that. I think it's where a lot of us are, regardless of if we are, pro Candace, anti Candace. I think that everybody can admit that there's something wrong, there's something off about what we're being told about everything. And with that being said, I know Nick, I've seen a couple of things from you. I know you're a Christian conservative, and tell us a little bit of kind of where you're at with things with regards to this, and maybe what are some of the questions that you have.
Ooh, how's everybody doing? Good evening.
Good.
Um, ah, as a veteran conspiracy theorist, I like to call myself. I've learned that when it comes to these big world stage events, sometimes you just have to wait. You just have to wait and see what else happens because Candace is, um, I think what she does is, as soon as an idea comes to her head that makes sense, she'll put it out there, and there's nothing wrong with that. But from what I've been since 9/11 to just COVID, we think one way, and then some information comes out, and now we think a whole different direction. So regarding this, some people saying, "Oh, is Israel?" Or of course, you got the FBI narrative. You have people mentioning that Erica Kirk was a Jesuit. She started in the Jesuits. So there's a lot of stuff going around. And I've chosen to not speculate too much on who did it because there's just not enough information out there yet. But if you had to ask me my personal opinion on what I think is happening, what's going on, is it may be far out. I don't know how many people are on the Q side of things, but if anybody does know anything about any Q post at all, and we know Trump has
Yes, we
confirmed
do.
Q a lot at this point. So it holds a
Yeah.
little bit of weight. This mantra, enjoy the show, always keeps ringing in my head, because it wouldn't mean anything if there wasn't a show going on. So that's why you have to look back at some of those posts like, all right, we have somebody who died in front of thousands of people. And when his wife went to go give her speech at the sorry, not the wedding. Sorry, just got married. At the funeral.
Congrats.
Thank you. Yeah, they had pyrotechnics going on in the background. It felt like a WWE type of performance. Like everybody said it already. Trump, who's usually very vocal about, radical left, kind of crime and terrorism. He was, like you guys said, very short and silent about it. Feel like something, he and everybody else got over. Even till now, it's not really a big deal anymore. It feels like moved on to other things already. So not to keep rambling, but I feel like I want to take the position that we need to wait and see and get more information, because there's not a lot we could do with what they have. The FBI, but one thing's clear: the FBI is obviously not telling us the truth, and neither is I don't think the administration or people around. I don't think people have enough information, but I do think it's something that's kind of like a show that I hope he's alive. I do hope he's alive, but I think we're more on the, all right, I don't know what the purpose of the show would be. I have some theories around that too, but I don't want to take up anybody's time. But I want to wait and, get more information before I, lock in the position I'm feeling.
Well, thank you for that. And maybe you can share that in a future panel that we have. I have a feeling that this is going to be a continuing conversation that a lot of people want to participate in. So, yeah, feel free to come on in the future with that. And thank you for sharing, what you did. I do want to talk for one moment.
I have a quick question.
Sure,
Nick,
go
where
right
did
ahead.
you see enjoy the show? Like what on the queue where was that? And did they intertwine it with something? Like, you know what I mean? Usually it's like how they're saying the movie, what's that movie? Is connected to, Snake Eyes is connected. Is that how it is? And then Erica's, video, because I hadn't seen Enjoy the Show. So I'm just kind of like shocked now. Now my mind is going another direction,
It was on a Q drop. It was on
Really?
one of the
Yeah.
enjoy
So
the show with popcorn.
right.
Wow.
So enjoy the
Yeah,
show.
y'all gonna have to tag me in that, somebody, because I did not see that. That's news to me.
Yeah, the enjoy the show mantra is not really like specifically towards. I think we all know what Q is at this point. It's some
Right.
random
Right.
was posted on the 4chan forum randomly, dropping clues, asking questions, leaving hints, all this kind of stuff. But they had a lot of mantras, and one of the mantras was, enjoy the show. It never said what it was specifically speaking towards, but it was
Okay.
always this, it was always like one of the,
Codes.
one of the
Yeah.
top sayings for Q. And what
You
really
have
kicked
no
it
idea
off.
what you just did to my mind.
Well, when the enjoy the show thing really starts with this whole Biden administration, that felt like, all right, what? First of all, when he conceded, that was a big deal to me.
Yeah.
When the president conceded, because obviously he knew the election was fake. So the
Was
show
done.
thing is started from the performance that Biden put on for 4 years, and now we continue and one of the Q posts actually said, we're savoring Israel for last, right?
That's what I was just about to ask you.
What?
That's what I was just about to ask you. Is this what we're thinking has to do with? Is this Charlie thing an entire freaking performance?
think so.
Because look at what it has done. Look at what it has done.
Wow.
It's completely drawn a rift within the conservative community and
Yes,
beyond and beyond. Now everybody's looking at Israel, and it's the biggest thing. Like everybody seems to be turning on them, or there's a huge divide now. There's
it is.
definitely a line in the sand. as a
Yeah.
result of this, is this what they're talking about, saving Israel for
So
last? And go
Mm.
ahead.
if you, sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
I just want to drop this in there. So like I said, so we got the Israel for last post. Now, I was just talking about this with my brother-in-law a couple weekends ago, and when you look at other assassinations like JFK, right?
Mm.
We've seen it, you know. And I'm a defender of I don't want to say Israel. It's not all of Israel, obviously, but
Mhm.
I do bless the Jewish people. Obviously, now that's obviously different than the Mossad and Netanyahu and all those kind of people. It's obviously
Mhm.
different, right? But let's say if we take the JFK assassination, where we know that we may not know if they planned the whole thing, but somebody from Israel was involved, right?
Mhm.
Right. Yeah,
And that goes for 9/11 and a lot of things that happen in our country. We know this.
Mhm.
Now,
absolutely.
if you take
Absolutely.
Charlie, right? If you take Charlie Kirk now, in my theory, I think this was to go along with the, enjoy the show theory. I think what's happening is we have somebody like a JFK, and they're planning. So, like, you have to plan to assassinate somebody. You have to make certain connections. You have to pay off certain people. Whatever you have to do. I I'm hoping and I'm thinking in my heart of hearts that what we have here is a situation where maybe they planned this assassination so they could see who would be involved, who would help
Mm.
aid in this assassination. It's kind of like a honeypot. Like, say if I wanted to assassinate one of somebody I knew in real life,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to plan and coordinate. But if somebody wanted to catch me, the best thing they could do is plan an assassination attempt with me, and maybe that'll help catch. And that's why I think the 2020 election might have been too. Let's let this whole show play out so we can see who's involved. Who's this person talking to? Who would help me plan an
Well,
assassination? Let's fake an assassination. Let's see who's excited about it. Let's see who moves money
Right.
afterwards. So that sort of thing.
I listened to Derek Johnson one time about 2 months ago, and he said President Trump thought for sure the American people would not stand for Biden for more than 6 months as president before we rose up. And then he needed all the people on his side. And then all of a sudden, he would be able to show that the election was stolen. And he couldn't believe that for 4 years, we did not rise up.
Yeah.
That's why we got stuck with him for 4 freaking years because he couldn't rise up. He, because we didn't rise up because the J6 just terrified everybody after that going to prison. So they used that, for fear, but we should have never been in the situation from 2020 to 2024.
Yeah.
But if
Yeah.
you also look at how Candace, she stays quiet, and then all of a sudden she knows everything. She lets all these people lie. We've seen it happen now 3 times, and then they lie, and then she brings the receipts.
Mm.
I feel like Charlie's death could be similar to that, with what Nick said about seeing who's involved.
So y'all think that he really is safe somewhere? It was a show, or do you really think that he was assassinated?
He's dead and
It's
gone a long time, y'all. A long time.
Okay.
If you look at some of the pictures from him a long time ago, that is not him. That is not him.
Doesn't his gums and stuff look different?
His gums, his teeth, the way the eyes are set in. I'm in the medical field. I notice things about everyone. That is not.
Wow.
It was not.
That's not
So
far
talk
fetched at all. Because remember, we had a body switch with JFK before, so all this stuff is like reasonable. We're not crazy for thinking any of this stuff, but there's definitely something wrong with the official story. We know that for a fact.
I mean, if
Yeah.
some of us think that there's possible reptilians here, then everything else is fair game.
I mean, look outside.
Right.
Trees, the
I mean,
mountains.
we just got to put it out there,
Look
I
at
mean, that's facts. I don't
right?
disagree because there's just no way certain things can move,
Right?
do things like that. So,
We're not the
Yeah.
only
Jewel,
species here on Earth. You know, if there's a
Yeah, that's
reptilian
true.
species, then there's us. I was telling
convinced
Sarah
of that.
before the call, I said, I remember when Queen Elizabeth died and it went viral on Twitter at the time. They were saying Queen Elizabeth died. Literally all over Twitter. Because she's like, how many
Wow.
people do you think believe this? I said, there's a lot. There's a
Yeah.
lot of people. Yeah.
Mm.
Not just us.
Nope.
So
Jewel, go into, I'm interested to learn more about your hypothesis with this or your thought, your beliefs with this, and that he's been gone for a while. Why, how, and when? Who's involved? What's the deal with that?
I think they took him out a long time ago because he was waking everybody up from the colleges. This is when he was in college. When he first came out, there's actually a video on, I think I still have it. Hold on. It's on, oh, whose page is it? It's in is it a Rumble post? Here it is right here. Um, I don't remember who did this though. I'm gonna have to go back and look. It's in my saved stuff on Rumble. Somebody put this out from 2016, and it shows him going around and talking about how he wants to do all this stuff with the colleges, and it's just I I am of the belief that most of this is AI, and people just aren't catching on.
So why
Well,
would they allow us to have a Charlie Kirk AI or holographic Charlie?
They have to wake people up. And if Biden's not going to do it and all these other things aren't going to do it, they have to wake people up. That's why they haven't overturned. Uh, it's right here at the top of the slide. It's coming down. Hold on. The Smith-Mundt Act. They haven't overturned that because they have to wake people up with all of this shit. And until they wake a
that
certain
is
amount,
good.
a
That is
certain
good. I have
amount of
wondered. I'm like, why would not that be the first thing Trump did? You're right.
until they have a certain amount of people awakened, that's when the switch will flip. But it has to be that certain amount because until we get to that threshold, the teeter-totter can't flip back.
I've heard that
And that-
multiple
it's
times with regards to the Q stuff too, that
right.
it's got to be a certain amount.
I was just about to mention that like Q posts, and I remember these posts from 2017, 18. A lot of them. I think the post said something to the effect of the sometimes you can't tell the people, you have to show them, type of thing. And from everything that's been happening from 2020 until now, everything has been on the stage. Nothing has been just
Before that, it's been since 2016.
right. Yeah. Right. You're right.
But 2020 is when a lot of people came on board.
Yeah,
Right.
that's when
It's what
everybody's
a
eyes
lot
was
of people
open with
started noticing.
COVID.
Yep.
With the Biden presidency and how absent he was. Kamala never moving into her vice presidency,
Right.
all this kind of weird stuff. So
Hillary,
Right.
Oh boy.
Hillary Clinton.
right. So
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of stuff when it comes to that we don't know as far as conspiracy from 2016, like you said, all the way till now. Like Charlie Kirk is on the end of the list. There's still a lot of stuff that we have no idea, like what's even the stuff with the war and this relationship we have with the Middle East. It's just a lot of quotes and questions and everything. That's why I started out by saying sometimes maybe it's just good to wait and see what else comes out, because I don't think anybody has a real clue, to be honest with you.
I did a video on TikTok and they took it down. And I knew that they would because I connected the dots. In Blackjack's post, he talked about how the guy who works with Schumer, his aide, said that, here, as a matter of fact, here, I'll just play it.
Does it say how many people need to wake up?
No,
82%.
I'm talking, oh
I was
yeah.
going to tell you, 82% is
Wow.
the number that we're getting very, very, very close to that number. and that
So
they monitor everything that we do online. They know exactly how many people are awake today.
and that's
Wow.
They do.
why they took this. So I don't know if you tell me if y'all can hear this.
Okay.
Ah, come on now, damn it.
It would take an airplane catastrophe for the party to back. Everything.
It's going nowhere.
Can you hear
Put
it?
it closer to the microphone. No.
Sarah to Sarah
So
was set to go into effect 9
it would take an airplane to go, that airplane catastrophe for the Democrats to start the government again. And that it triggered 9/11. That's when the Sarah Jassara was supposed to go into effect, allegedly. Now, if Schumer's guy is saying this and Silver hit 50 this last week, the switch is going to hit for the money system to turn over. That was the connection, because that's when 9/11 and the Patriot Act and all that. And another thing that I keep coming back to this whole time is past proves present, or past is whatever. So they have to do all this again in order to switch everything back, so that, I don't know if that makes sense to y'all, but
Yeah.
they have to because this is all a repeat. This is all a repeat, and things are happening. I keep telling my mom, like, did this not just happen like years ago? What is happening? Like, because all these
Wait. Can you explain what do you mean? If did this
all
just not
these
happen?
events keep happening. Like, for instance, Chuck Schumer's guy just said, in order for them to overturn the government being turned around, an airplane would have to fall out of the sky. 9/11. They keep saying all these things, and all these things keep happening. All these events keep happening. And I'm like, that already happened. They're blowing things up. They're doing all this stuff. And it's almost as if they're doing it again and again to turn things around. I don't know if that makes sense, in order to turn them back to what it used to be.
Meaning
So are you
like,
saying it's like a matrix, kind of like we're in the matrix and it has to keep repeating over and over, repetition until like you get it?
Yes.
Huh.
and maybe these are some of the things that affect, like, that we see maybe in the Mandela effects.
You know
Well,
That's some
what?
of the
Just
stuff that,
thinking about that, guys, how we talked. I'm sorry, but it just came to my mind. I screenshot yesterday. Trump put out all of these pictures from all of these different states showing how many new Republican
I can't
voters
hear
in
her. I
each
don't know if it's
state.
just
Did you
me.
guys see that?
Yeah, I
It
did.
was,
no.
yes. So, like, California gained 173,000 new Republican
1,000. Yeah.
voters.
that's because old boy is there and taking people off the voter rolls. He's taken all the illegal aliens off, all the people who have died. He's there doing that now. They're coming to Oregon next, and I cannot fucking wait.
That's
But
good.
no, but what we're saying, guys, is that remember how the 82% is the number. So
Yeah.
yesterday, Trump put up, I watched, and we know it has been my go-to since 2018. And I love him because he has a Christian conservative perspective, not just a conservative.
And who is
And
that calling?
he's called And We Know. It
Okay.
stands for, Romans 8:28, and we know that all things work together for the good
Good
of,
for good. Okay.
yes, that's his channel. And he's also one of the original Q guys from back in 2017. And he
Wow.
showed how Trump had actually, I think I'm going to make it my background picture on Facebook, where
Okay.
he put up like a picture of Trump, I don't know, doing something. And then it would say, 7,200 new Republican voters in New York. I think New York was 115,000. California,
Wow.
183,000. You guys don't understand. Like, California voted 48% for Trump. See,
Yeah.
Wow.
everyone thinks that it's so horrible or so left here, but it's because we have so many illegals
It's
here.
Yeah.
just here. It's just like here
California.
in Oregon. All of
Yeah.
Oregon is red. The only
Yeah,
reason
Portland is. Whew.
horrible. The only reason that Oregon is even blue is because we started mail-in voting. That's why they're here right now. They're cutting the head off the fucking snake.
Woo!
Mm-hmm.
Antifa is the arm of this
Yes.
in our government here,
Yeah.
or in the homeless system here. They are in
Yeah.
everything. I go down all the time to the ICE building and do lives. It's mind-boggling there. It's
Wow.
mind-boggling.
Oh, since you're talking about that, do you guys remember? And I haven't seen her in a while, but there was a gal by the name of Nancy Drew, and she
Yeah.
never showed her face, right? She just had, I think, glasses with cameras on them. And she went down and showed us how, like, the IRS building was shut down, how, when we were told, like, there was a time when all these the Gitmo type things, or all these buses pulled into the White House at night, and
Yes.
they're watching, and they're showing like all these lawyers carrying their bags, and they were literally humongous prison buses coming in and out.
It was the
And I'm all, there's so much going
It was
on
the
behind the
what?
scenes. There was what?
it was the JAG officers.
Yes, they were doing
Wow.
all the because one thing that I do remember vividly is that there's supposed to be 90,000, excuse me, 900,000 indictments, sealed indictments, and each one can have up to 5 people or something. Do you
Wow.
realize that's going to be like 4 million people that are going to go to prison or be put to death, which I believe should happen, because this will happen again. They have there has to be executions done.
It's
There does.
treason.
Absolutely.
There has
Yes.
to be. Um,
Because
I
they keep
believe,
getting away
like,
with it.
I heard the number of we're going to lose 2 million people out of our government.
That's
That
why they did the shut.
brings me so much joy.
That's why
Yes.
that's why
Yes.
this is shut down. And if you notice, he's starting to women, infant, and children on tariffs. He's starting to do all this stuff with all this money, and he's pushing different programs on different monies instead of doing it on the government. It's
Yeah.
in a book that I have, and
Woo.
I'll get it from my mom tomorrow when I see her. It's David Straight book, and he talks about how all of this was shut down when we went to war. I think it was the Revolutionary War, one of the wars. I believe it was the Revolutionary War. Congress
Mm-hmm.
down everything, the legislation, everything, so people could go to war, and
Wow.
we lost that war. And
Mm.
then the people that won came in and started our Congress and started taxes and started the banking system.
Wow.
All of this started.
Yes.
Pennsylvania
And
used to be one of the biggest. Every post office is a bank.
Oh.
You're talking
and these
about the United
people,
States Republic versus the United States of America. And when Trump, I think it was 2017, we ended up paying off our debt. So we no longer were the United States
Yep,
Of
Republic.
a
Yeah.
public, yeah.
corporation.
that's when he changed DC.
Yes. Woo.
And these
That's
people that took
crazy.
over, that did the Titanic, that did all the things, are the Roths,
Yep.
the Rothschilds, the
Yeah.
Rockefellers, the
Government,
Jesuits, the
The Black Rock.
Zionists.
Yeah.
Which
You know what I
we can
mean?
circle all the way back to Candace Owens, because everyone's like, why is she so worried about Brigitte Macron? It's because it all is entwined. It's
It is.
Together.
her husband's a Rothschild.
Oh.
They are involved. They're the Jewish cult of Frankists, which is a incest cult. And she literally, if
Oh
you
my
have
God.
not gone down her Brigitte Macron
Rabbit
series,
hole.
girl, put down whoever. I don't know any of us watch Netflix, but whatever you binge, it is better than anything you binge, because she has peeled back so many layers. They have so many pedophiles involved in their inner circle, and she
Ugh.
proves it just day after day. And so
Mm.
all of this goes into with every, like she said, when she first brought up the Macron, she said, You're going to find out how the Macrons are tied in with January 6th. They're tied in with our government. They're tied in with Hollywood. They're tied in with our universities with Sigmund Freud. It's all tied together. And everyone was
That's
giving her all this
crazy.
crap
Yeah.
about why are you doing, who cares about the French president? She's like, I care because it is all connected.
It
Yeah.
All of it is
is.
connected.
It's so true. And Colleen, you and I were talking a little bit earlier with regards to lineage and stuff like that. This is a big, huge rabbit hole that I've been on personally for several years with myself. And the thing that threw me into numerology is my birthday, May 1st,
Oh,
1776 was the day that the Illuminati was established in France. And this is where a lot of those people are coming from.
She said
This is the
everything leads
Jewish
back
side
to
of,
France.
But it's
wow.
but it's even
Yes.
before that.
yes,
This is the Khazarian mafia that has
That's
traveled, and
crazy.
that's where it started way back in, I want to say, the 1800s. It's
Mm.
go further.
1776. Yes, yeah.
That's
Literally
crazy.
the year that, yeah.
Our
So
declaration
there's
was.
tons of stuff that I want to go into with this. That topic alone can branch off in 85 different directions and send us down so many rabbit holes. And I want to go down those. We probably can't go down all of them tonight, but I want you all on this journey with me. I know, Jewel, you're going to be there no matter what. You've been there,
And
and I
we all need to
appreciate
be
you.
Facebook friends, guys.
Yes, for
100%.
sure.
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I want you guys to continue this with me because together I need answers about my family. Just FYI, for those who don't know, I do have a Jewish background. My last name is Rothblatt. I am in lineage to David Ben Gurion, the first PM of Israel.
Oh,
And
wow.
we'll talk about my cousin and another. I'm not ready for that yet. Colleen, you kind of know what's going on with that, but it gets big and it gets
Wow.
very rabbit hole-ish, and we're talking about DNA, we're talking about souls, we're talking about technology and conscious
Yeah.
computers. Literally,
Sabrina Wallace.
yeah. So yeah, and I love my life. I love my life.
Yeah.
I always want to live. Just put it out there. But yeah,
Yeah.
we'll definitely continue to go down that rabbit hole. I'm happy to bring you guys with me on that journey. I'm excited to do so. But yeah, that's a big one right there. And
Woo.
one of the things that came to mind as we're talking about this, and I don't want to jump too much, but it's all involved, right? It's all involved. We're talking about lizards. We're talking about Jews. We're talking about Zionism versus Jews, good Jews versus Zionism versus Q stuff and all of this. Okay. I'm very, very curious right now what everybody thinks about this 3-eye atlas stuff.
About what?
Third eye, it's the third eye. It's about to wake people up.
What is it called?
Okay.
They always
The
say
3-eye atlas.
they always say that there's going to be a beam of light that wakes people up immediately, and everybody, it's going to happen to everybody.
The veil's going to be removed.
Mm.
Woo. Yeah,
Who
because
says
if we
this?
do believe, which we all do, I'm sure, that God is waking up us as
Yeah.
the human race to what's been going on. This is just it's a moment where when Mordecai says to Esther, that she
Mm-hmm.
was born for such a time as this. We're at
Yes.
that such a time as this right now in history, that God
Yeah.
has ordained this to be the time that we're woken up, because it even goes further. I mean, we have the Nephilim, we have the
Mm.
if any of you guys have ever looked into the 12 bloodline, the CIA.gov, 300 and I think 86 pages. I read about 150 of them about the bloodline lineages.
How they're
Crazy.
all related, the presidents and stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's an entire
Crazy.
CIA.gov you can look up. It's called the bloodline, the 12 Illuminati bloodline in our CIA documents.
Wow.
It's all there. There's so many layers that every one of us can probably say 100 different things, right? The layers are so deep, and part of it is that how Satan orchestrates everything. It's so much
Mm-hmm.
coming at us on any given day. We're just like, it's hard to believe that it was like 3 weeks ago that, you know, something happened, and since then, like, let's just say with Charlie died, and since then we've had so many other things that have happened, not as big. His death, I believe, woke up probably another
Yeah,
10 million, 20 million. I mean,
I
who
believe
knows?
that. I
Worldwide
do.
it could be. Yeah. So
Because a lot of people were sickened with the reactions of their
yes,
so-called party celebrating. And they're like,
yes.
wait, what have I been doing? You know, there was all those
Yeah.
videos coming out. And yeah, that was shocking
And it was
to celebrate
wonderful
someone's
to
death.
see the Black community wake up, because, you know, we love
It's
us
still a
some Black
struggle, girl.
conservatives. Woo! I
It's a
saw
Hey,
it.
struggle,
hey,
girl.
let me
Ah,
tell you this. Let me tell you this though. People, they coming around. They're coming around. I'm telling you,
yep.
it's changing. They're not vocal. You know, I have because I'm in New York. You know, I grew up in New York. I'm still in New York, and a
Yeah.
lot of my
Oh,
friends, they're not vocal about it, but they'll DM me saying, "Hey, man, I've been following your posts for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're asking the right questions. You're saying some stuff that's making me think." And I don't think we're ever going to reach a point in this generation, at least, where Black people is as vocal as we are on this panel right now, on a
yeah.
whole. But trust me that when when Trump says like the election was way more rigged than they even portray, trust me, this New York African American population on the whole, it's not 90-10 no more. It's closer to 50-50. There's a lot more centrists. There's a lot more people that's paying attention to all people like us and what we're saying.
I
So
hope so, because y'all can't get that Madami guy, because, ooh, wee.
Well, and you guys have to
yeah.
remember, we're in it. And you guys say that, was it you, Colleen? You were saying that they have so much coming at us. This is an information war. I'm of the belief, I am of the belief, each side has an AI of Trump or a clone of Trump, and this is a information war. They are going back and forth to see who's going to win. It's I look at some of the things and I'm like, that's not right. Like the JD Vance post that just came out the other day. Yeah. Oh, I've been busy. I haven't done a TikTok. And I'm like, bro, you're on a green screen. You're a hologram. Who? And people are like, yeah, go JD. And I'm like, how do you guys not see that this is AI? How do you
Enjoy the show.
I didn't see that post, so I have no idea.
bro, you can see like how his and the reason that I know and I notice it is because I used to watch a lot of like 90 Day Fiance and all those things where they do green screens in the background.
Hmm.
And you can tell the way that they move and the way that their clothes bend, and you're like, what is that?
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
we're gonna have to look that up because I haven't seen it either.
Yeah, at all.
Here's another thing to think about. I think it was maybe 2 years ago. Trump came out just a little bit against Israel, like 2 years ago, 18 months ago, to test the waters. And then he got like, people were just jumping on, like, what in the, how dare him? The difference in the last 18 months.
That's why Charlie, though, that's why all this stuff is.
Ah, yeah.
Mm.
Wow.
You might be right with that. You might be right with that, Joel, because it is the one thing that it was the catalyst of a lot of people being like, whoa.
Saving
But
Israel,
my thing is this.
saving
They've
Israel.
given him, yeah, saving Israel for last. But this is my thing with Trump, and this is why I'm still like back and forth. Like that's Daddy T, and like I love him. I love him. I would cry if I ever met him. And at the same time, I'm like, they gave you the silver cap, Jew cap. Okay, I'm Jewish. I can say it that way. Okay, they gave him the silver Jew cap that they give to the one that they think is their Messiah. They gave him the silver menorah that says the Prince of Peace. We did the Abraham Accords. We have Kushner, who I'm sorry, but just has AC vibes about him. And then skis. We're over there now doing peace in the Middle East. I don't know what to think about this, and I've got to be real about it. I know that there's prophecy. I know that a lot of the biblical prophecy is happening, but how much of this is going to be actual physical as it is being, as it's written, and how much is it is metaphorical or coded?
But do
You know
you
what I'm saying? Like,
realize how they have to reinstall different people across the world? This is worldwide. This is not just the United States that they're moving players in and out. They have to
Mm.
do every single country because these people they have to fix things with the Middle East because of what Bush and them did. They have
Mm.
That's what I mean by things are happening and things happen and then something else is like, wait a minute.
It's just so much infiltration everywhere.
Yeah, that already
so
happened.
does
Sorry.
nobody else have that concern with Trump? Does anybody else have that biblical, like, Christian thought of, could we be possibly looking at the AC and the witness, what the Bible calls?
Let me ask you a question.
Only with Kushner,
Let me
not with Trump.
let me ask you a question. The news, ABC, CBS, all the news is who? Israel,
Yeah.
Israel.
I mean, it's like everywhere right now. You're right. It is the number one
Is it
thing.
How are you?
is it Israel or is it Jewish?
Both of all of it. It's all of it.
Right,
It's
Jewish.
Mormon, it's Jewish, it's all that's something else y'all gotta look into the Mormons. They are twisted all in this. That's why it happened in Utah.
I pray that God is removing. My brother converted Mormon. Let me tell you, it's on my heart every single day. I have gone down the Mormon rabbit hole. It is so satanic, and it
Mm.
terrifies me because
So
I love my brother and his family
It's
so
deep.
much, and
yeah,
you can't tell them that. Oh my gosh, you're right. They're all tied up in the Charlie Kirk assassination also. And I am praying, oh Lord, wouldn't that be amazing if you then take the blindfold off of the Mormons if they find out that their church is actually satanic, Freemason, Illuminati, whatever you want to. It's all connected.
Yeah.
Yep.
Catholicism, all of that. Yeah.
if the news is Israel Jew, and I can say it because I got Jewish background too. Israel Jew, Israel. If all these things are happening and they're lying on these stations, why are you listening to them over here too, Rothy?
Well, it's more of, I don't watch any sort of mainstream media at all whatsoever. I don't watch even Fox News. What I am coming from is social media, the things that I've seen on social media and the alternative news. Like, I don't watch any sort of media at all on TV, nothing.
None.
Like, it's just, I can't trust them. They're all owned by the same 5 companies. It's all owned by BlackRock and Vanguards,
Yeah.
Like, my cousin is the founder of Sirius XM Satellite Radio. Like, that's literally that person I'm telling you about. I know
And I
that I can't
subscribe
trust
to them. I need to cancel.
Okay.
We
So
don't want to support.
what I'm bringing it from is the stuff that I'm seeing online from content creators like us that are in the know, people that like for instance, like David Nino Rodriguez, people that he talks to and brings on there. One of them is that guy that does he does numbers and the calculations for the dates. He decodes. I forget. Bo Polney.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that sort of stuff. This is what I'm deriving it from, and the facts that are brought in through different posts like that, where they are giving this and they're showing it. Yeah, it could be AI. They could be blowing smoke, and it could be wrong information. But how am I supposed to decipher that from the alternative news and facts that are coming in from conservative content creators like us that are verified, that have brought us good stuff before? You know what I mean? Like, that's where I'm at with this. And I know that where we're at with the temple, they're about to, they want to do the 3rd temple, Alaska, and then the heifers that they sacrifice, or at least that first heifer that they sacrificed.
Well, they said that it wasn't the full one, but yeah, they found a
right. And then
blemish
there's the back
eventually.
and forth. Right,
Right.
right. So
And
where
then
are
the
we at?
Euphrates River, and then the water turning red,
Yeah.
and so many things that are happening all at once. And how do you
Earthquakes.
guys feel? Like, do you think that we're closer than ever to Christ's return?
Oh yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just like so many things happening, and then it's just like everything in the Bible is like, okay, there's no way somebody could tell me that that's false because it's like, are you not
Yep.
seeing what's happening? You know, and just explaining
But
and
is
hearing
it?
all of this stuff. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's
It really
okay.
just
It's a
like, yeah,
great point.
waking you up. Yeah.
It is. And I think that Jewel is kind of going to be with me on this one, on this part of it. I am, yes, I believe in Yeshua. Yes, I believe in Jesus. Yes. But
Hmm.
I have also gone down so many rabbit holes, and specifically with religion, because of my family, because of my background and all of
Hmm.
this. And my work as a spiritual person in numerology, which is not witchcraft. I've decoded scriptures in the Bible and stuff like this. I am a believer in Yeshua. But is this, there is the, what do they call it, dispensational or whatever, when those who believe,
Dispensationalism. Hmm.
yeah, those who believe that there's going to be a crack in the sky and there he is physically, is this happening? Or are we talking about, he's supposed to war with the 144,000? Colleen, we
Right.
were discussing this before we got on there. God speaks in code through scripture. And once again, when we're going back to the things that they're attacking, such as our DNA with this mRNA jab, the
Yeah.
144,000, that is a mark of God on our DNA. The very name of God is written into our DNA. So these are things that are like, maybe the Bible is not talking about an actual physical Jesus is coming down to war with the 144,000. Maybe it is the Christ consciousness that Christ is within us, because that's what he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be within us. So it's a consciousness, and we are warring with the pure bloods, which are the 144,000. It's not
Mm.
144,000 people. It's the mark of God on the pure bloods, because that mRNA jab. I'm sorry. I know people who are jabbed and all of that, but it's like that their DNA has been changed, and literally
Wow.
per patents, they are not considered human anymore.
Remember,
That
remember,
is wild.
remember when Bill Gates did that interview with the military and he said, and I quote, "We found the God gene, we can turn it off." And all of those people in 2020, those videos were coming out and they were saying, "I can't talk to God. Where's God? I just got the vaccine. I can't talk to God. I can't. Where's my God? Where's God?" It's wild, man. It's what. It's not a
So do
wild.
y'all
Our
think that that was
DNA,
some sort of the mark of the beast, or
yes, absolutely.
I'm
Because I
thankful
was
I
just
didn't
telling
take it.
this. Yeah, absolutely. It changes your DNA. Our DNA, you have to go down. This is where we go down the spiritual rabbit
Yeah.
hole. Okay. Go with me, y'all.
Yeah.
Our DNA is our antenna to the ether. Okay. When you walk in a room and you feel a vibe, that's your DNA talking to you. Our DNA is also the blueprint to our physiological makeup. Our
Mhm.
numerology, our personal numerology, is God's coding to our spiritual being, our personality traits, our preferences, our skills, our gifts, the things that how he created us. That is why you were born on the day that you were born. That is why you have the name that you have, because he created you to be that way. And
Mhm.
it's, religion wants to look at it as if it's a witchcraft thing. It's not. God used numbers to code
Mhm.
us the way he wanted to code us. That is what it is. That's the science behind it. So our DNA is what they go to attack when they want to keep us separate, when they want to keep our souls, because that is one of the threads that ties our soul and our spiritual body into our avatars. I know it's way up there. I know it's crazy, but if you
Well, no,
look
it
at
makes sense because
scripture,
our DNA is literally structured in a cross. Like, it's a cross. So it makes
and
sense.
and and in numerology, you have the Yod He Vav He 10 5 6 5. In numerology, the name of God is literally written into our very DNA, except when you get the jab, okay, which then it becomes 10 5 6 6 6 5, right? The numerology of it. Once you get that
Mhm.
third strand in there, you go from each one of the two strands in a human DNA has 72,000 genes each. 72,000 from the father, 72,000 from the
Mhm.
mother. You put that together, you have the
The
144,000.
144,000.
When you introduce that hybrid third strand, you then have 216,000. And if you go back into the Bible in Revelation, when it says 60 times three score
Yeah.
and 6 times 6, you multiply that together, that's 216,000. God is speaking in code, and those that will war with Christ in the end are the purebloods, the mark of God, 144,000 on our DNA.
But what
Mm.
if because 666 is 6 atoms, 6 carbons, that's what we're built out of. 666 is a human. That's what that is.
The number of man.
Because when they say like,
Yeah.
oh, it's the devil's number. No, it's not. It's our number.
Mm.
The number of man. But the number of the beast is 200. It's going to be that 216,000. And that's when you take that mark off of you. And you think about it this way: Satan cannot win against God. He can't win
He's
against God.
never gonna win. Yeah.
What's the last thing that he can do is he can pause things in perpetuity. He can pause things because he knows that God will always leave the 99 behind to go get that one. He does not will that anybody should perish. He wants
Mhm.
every single
Everybody-
soul.
Yeah.
He wants every single soul to be saved. So if Satan can figure out a way to keep us perpetually enslaved in robot bodies, in bodies that are immortal, aka
Mhm.
conscious computers, aka taking our consciousness and transferring it to
Mhm.
microchips and stuff like that,
Hollywood.
which is what my
Elon Musk.
family does.
That's what they do.
That's
what they do.
how, it's the only way that he can do it, is
It's
to
how,
delay the inevitable.
it's how they do it in Hollywood. They take the consciousness of that person that they want to do their thing with, and they put it in something else. They put it in what is said to be the clone.
Clones.
Hmm.
Well, a
Mhm.
lot that went over my head. So, but I
Look,
want to say we also have
look into
Jasara and Nasara to look forward to. That is
Sabrina Wallace. Look into her. Sabrina Wallace is phenomenal.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. Just today, I listened to one of my people about the birth certificates and the trust that holds all. They even have the name of it. I'm going to post something about it on Facebook. Satan and his minions and those that work for him, they cannot have us become wealthy, because if we become wealthy, we don't need to work for them. We don't need to do a lot of stuff if we all have money.
That's why AI is becoming so important. People are freaking out about it. Oh my God, Trump's doing this with the AI. He's doing that. It has to happen, because in order for us to have what we need to have and not to work, that's going to have to happen. The younger people, what is said is the younger people will have to work. They'll only get like 25% of what they're due for their,
Heard something about that.
and every month they'll get a stipend. People like our parents, they'll get the full amount right up front, and they'll be able to retire. We might be able to retire because we're going to get, I think, 80% or something. But that's why it's so important. It's not because they're, in my opinion, it's not because they're trying to do all this wrong
Well,
stuff.
has anybody ever heard about Dubai has already been given theirs? You've ever been to Dubai and how freaking wealthy it is?
It's so wealthy. It's gorgeous. I
And
loved it. I
Yes.
want to go back.
they have slaves in
They've already been given their inheritance. We're
Wow.
just waiting for ours now, right? Whether it's
And
through
that's Nasara.
The RV, the birth certificates, I don't know what's gonna happen, but can you imagine? Like, that's gonna
I'm
change
ready.
everything.
Now I'm so
I'm
Do you know
ready.
that when President Trump was asked one time, they said, "How would you revive a dying economy?" And he said, "You give people back the money that's theirs." I was like,
Mm.
what's he talking about? If you give
Yeah.
the American people back their money, whether I thought it was income tax at the time, I'm not sure what it
Right.
was about. instantaneously, when you have money, that revives the dying economy instantaneously. I don't
Yeah.
know where it is where you guys live, to rent a nice 1-bedroom apartment in California is going to cost you about $3,500 a month.
Yep.
Yeah.
And trust me, I mean, don't the pictures that you see on the news is not 95% of California. It's still
Yeah.
an incredible, beautiful state. Those are just little pockets, right? But how can people still afford that?
Yeah.
Well, they're going to be able to when the wealth transfer happens. That is the part I'm so excited about. Like,
Yeah.
And when do we think that that is coming?
Oh, it's coming. It's coming.
I think it'll happen before our 250th. And that's another thing that coincides, the
Yep.
250th anniversary. I think it'll happen before July 4th of 2026.
Oh,
With all my
wow.
heart, I
Happy
think that.
birthday.
Yep, 100%.
Wow.
What do you think?
Okay.
That
Quiet.
is a lot of information. I hadn't heard that,
Boy,
but
you
I
just
do know that Dubai is super wealthy. I mean, literally, I was walking. Now, there's some parts, of course, like everywhere, like Dallas, we got Oak Cliff. Like everybody know about Oak Cliff. Don't nobody want to go there, right? But
Right.
in Dubai, it was literally stunning. Like their architecture is futuristic, like the Jetsons. Like it was insane. Every car on the highway was like Bugattis, Lambos. Everybody had a
Wow.
Benz. It was insane.
Yeah.
So
China.
yeah.
China. China's very technical.
Yeah, China too. They're so advanced. And then they have so much technology like that. We're like, why don't we just have that here? You have a bus station that cleans itself with a bathroom that closes the mirror and it cleans itself after each use. Like, what?
And the
Why are we not
crazy
there?
part is, yet everyone still wants to keep coming here.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're definitely, when you look at some of these other countries, we like where I am right now, I'm in the beach area, but if I drive 30 minutes that direction, I'm going to head into LA.
Yeah.
So much of LA is what you see on the news.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
That
It's
is,
horrible.
and I'm just looking, going, and it's all immigrants. I literally am the only white person, a lot. I'm the only white person in my whole church. I
Wow.
am the only white person in a lot of stuff, right? And I
Yeah.
don't care. I just walk in and I
Do
never have
you?
any issues. But I notice that from other cultures, when it's not their home, they don't care as much. And I hate that.
Yep.
When I
Yeah.
go into the inner city and it's just a pigsty, I'm like,
Yeah.
I
And
hate
it's
that.
changed significantly because I think the last time I was in Cali in Vegas, LA, I said Vegas, but and we stayed on the strip and stuff. But I was like, okay, it's kind of rough. But now seeing it on the news, I was like, I will never go back. I will not visit. Like that
Not
guy that just
LA.
got robbed in the street today or yesterday near his
Wow.
house. He just got out of his car, walking in. A car pulled up. 4 dudes jumped out, took his watch, his ring, his necklace. Like what?
Wow.
Broad
Wow.
daylight.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Portland.
I hear New York's pretty
Texas,
crazy
baby,
too,
you
like
better
that
have it
too.
ready to go. Texas, okay?
New
They
York
say
is
Hey,
craft up here.
Portland. New York is like Portland, Nick, right?
Portland is horrible. Them people with them hair and stuff, girl, I would not.
Nightmare. People always say, "How are you Republican there?" Most of us are. There are
yeah.
Really?
yes. Yes. The minute mail in voting started, we never had another Republican again.
Guys, look
Wow.
it. You got a Californian, a New Yorker,
Yeah.
Organian,
All of
Yeah.
them.
Texas, and
that is
then
special.
Sarah, where are you from?
Texas.
And Sarah,
Yeah.
Texas.
Two
you're
Texas.
Texas.
I'm
Texas.
Dallas.
California.
Yep.
Yeah.
I want to come to
I'll
Texas,
tell.
by the way, just in case
Yeah,
Come
we're
somebody
like
on.
does something crazy.
15, 20 minutes away from each other. So we keep saying we're going to
Come
meet up,
on.
but Texas is far. Like,
I
Yeah, it's a
literally
big
just
state.
moved back. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
We should all visit at the same time.
I,
I'm down. Like, let's go.
I'm gonna be
Come
in
Not a
on.
bad
Texas
idea.
for a week at Thanksgiving.
You are?
Perfect.
I
Where
will be
at?
in Mansfield.
That's
Okay,
where
that's
I
not
live.
too far from us.
What? I
Yes, I live in Mansfield. That's crazy. Yeah.
All right, we got to get together.
Definitely hit us up. I'll be here too. I'm not going anywhere. So we could go have dinner somewhere or something. Yes.
Yes, you guys, for real, for real.
That's what's
Oh,
Let's
up.
do it.
Okay,
Out of
go
all
ahead.
of Texas, and it's Mansfield.
That's so wild. Yeah. It's
That's
Mansfield,
funny.
Midlothian. I'm right on the cusp because it's like
Yes, I
Midlothian,
lived on the
Mansfield,
border
Grand
of
Prairie.
Mansfield. Midlothian was the next exit from me.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
I
right on the cusp. So I'm in the middle, right there. So right past Midlothian, and you come up to Mansfield. Well, it's Grand Prairie first, but then you come up.
yes.
I'm right there on Mansfield. Yeah.
Wow.
That's
Okay.
insane.
All right.
So
Conservative
you better
date.
hit us
All right.
up,
We'll do it.
girl.
No, I'll be there a week. So I won't have a car, but if you guys pick me
Oh, we
up,
have a vehicle. Yeah.
We got it.
I'll,
We
Um,
gotcha.
I'll
no
probably bring both of
worries.
my daughters too. They're going to be
Yeah,
with me, and they're the next generation of half mixed conservative young women. So they
good.
know
Beautiful.
everything.
Yes.
So listen, I have to tell you one story, and then I have to go because I have to go
Yeah.
back to work. But so my daughter Genesis is 16 when this happened, 17, so like 3 years ago, and she only spends time with me, my other daughter Kennedy, my niece Jessie, my sister-in-law Tina. We moved to Texas for 2 years. I got mad. I sold my house like an idiot. I had a 2.1
Mhm.
interest rate. I sold my house
Oh, wow.
to move to Texas because I was ticked off at our governor. It was just ridiculous. Anyway, that's a big regret. But anywho,
Yeah.
we're there. And after being there, and we moved into an area, Mansfield is borderline liberal. It's 50-50, right? So she goes to
Hmm.
school. She starts the Jesus Club. Hardly anybody comes. They have a Satan club at their school. She's just, and they call it Money Mansfield, right? It's supposed to be all these rich kids or whatever. So
Hmm.
she finally gets a friend that's not us. And she's so excited. And this girl like kept wanting to be her friend for like 3 weeks, like always messaging her. And Genesis is like, I don't know. I don't really fit in with any regular kids, you know? So they go out to dinner and a movie one night. And by the time they get home, Genesis is like, Mom, she didn't know about Disney or the pedophiles. She didn't know about the Illuminati. She didn't know about the adrenochrome. I told her everything. She goes on and on and on and on about all the stuff she tells her. Never heard from the girl again. The girl was
It was
like,
way
"What,
too much for
Betty?"
her.
All
She
right,
had
Nick.
no clue.
Let's let Nick. What's up, Nick?
You
That's
about
what's
to
up.
learn
I love that
today.
you have them influenced like that they're not oblivious to what's going on because I didn't really start waking up until I got older. And I feel like
Yeah.
that's what happens with a lot of Black people. Like we're so indoctrinated to just be, Democrat, Democrat, Democrat. And you just listen to whatever and follow until you start seeing so many things. Cause I was a Democrat. I voted for Obama. And then it's just like, wait, this doesn't make sense. And then I started following and listening more. Charlie Kirk, Candace Owens, my sister, a couple other of us, we just started listening and growing up, and then now we're here, so thank goodness for
Well,
that.
I'll say one last thing because I thought it was funny. She could not be friends with anyone because she's like, they want to go to Target. And I'm like, yeah, we don't go to Target. She's like, they want to go to Starbucks. And she's like, no, we boycott Starbucks.
So right, yeah,
We
he's
be
like, I
younger
can't
little
go to
high
none of
school
these
girls. Huh?
stupid companies. I can't go to none of these dumb companies. Okay,
Yep.
they represent horrible stuff. They're all
Yeah.
building out up here in Midlothian area too, Target and Kohl's and stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, nope, not happening.
Nope. Nope. So they're
Can't do
We'll
it.
closing
have to talk
over
about
100
good stores.
Starbucks in California. So I'm super happy about that. Yeah. Close
Yeah,
those suckers
I saw
down.
that they're closing a lot out there. Yeah, and they're
Yeah.
Yes.
opening two out here.
Oh,
Hilarious. Yeah.
How do you feel, Nick? What's going on in your head? You haven't got to talk much.
He's like, I'm on a panel with
No,
all these girls.
I'm just enjoying listening to y'all, enjoying the fellowship. That's
isn't
all.
it fun to be around people that like are like-minded? I love this.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, well,
Yeah. I
obviously I
wish we
got
could
some brown
take
skin.
like
I live in New York, so
can we take a snap picture of us all? Put your faces in. I'm
For
gonna do it on my
sure.
end because I do have to go back to work. I only took an hour off, so I'm like 15 minutes late, but okay. Uh-oh. Hold on.
I know
Okay.
you
somebody
lost
left.
somebody.
Jewel
Okay,
did.
There she
we're gonna
is.
add her
Oh,
back. There she is.
Okay. Okay, when I say three,
Okay.
everyone smile. 1, 2, 3. Ah!
Good stuff. Well, thank you guys so much
Good
for
gracious. Okay, let me
joining.
try one more time.
Okay.
There
Bye,
you go. I
colleague.
got it. Okay. Bye,
All right,
guys.
guys. Thank you so much for joining. We'll do this again. I will invite you. We'll do the panel again. I'm sure we've got lots more to talk about.
Oh
God
yeah.
bless you all for doing this. Let's get together soon for those who are coming to Texas. And if you want to come to Texas, you're welcome. Let's go.
Yes,
God
let's
bless.
plan
Thank you
it
guys.
for sure.
Let's get it.
And then
Yes.
next
Thank
week,
you.
guys, I'm gonna go see Megyn Kelly and Trump in Houston.
Let's get a text thread going.
Oh,
Okay.
got it. Yes,
I'll
get
connect
that
it
going,
in.
girl. Messenger, so
All
we all
right.
have
Thank you
each
guys for
other's
having me,
Facebook.
man. Appreciate you.
Yes.
Bye,
We'll see you
guys.
guys soon. Bye. Good night.
Good night.
All right.